Okay, guys, strap in because once again, we're diving into the steaming pile of hypocrisy that is blue team politics right now. And it's got all the subtlety of a Karen screaming at a Starbucks barista for putting full milk in her latte. You know the story. Donald Trump, the orange oracle of outrage, is out here playing general, threatening to roll tanks, or at least some bewildered 18-year-old National Guard kids, into Chicago, the windy war zone that they call Chirac. Why? Because apparently the city's drowning in bullets and bad decisions, and Trump's like, hold my Diet Coke, please. I've got a duty to save the South Side from itself and its political rulers. And get this, it all kicked off after he sent federal troops into D.C., turning our nation's capital from a revolving door of muggings into, what? A theme park. Gun assaults down 61%. Murders down 90% since he sent the troops in. Hell, only one stiff in the last 20 days. It's like they're rationing the body bags. Carjackings plummeted 87%. That, my friends, is called success. It's like the criminals take one look at those troops and decided, nah, you know what? I'd rather rob a lemonade stand in suburbia than deal with Uncle Sam's finest. Guys, as we get started, please thumb up the video. Thumb it up right now. Do it for the algorithm. It costs you absolutely zero. Leave me a comment with your thoughts on the matter and subscribe if you're new to the channel. So, as I was saying, the Democrats, the self-appointed saviors of the downtrodden, they are losing their gosh darn minds. What do you think that they're yelling? The usual, tyrant, fascist, dictator. They're screeching that over and over again, like Trump's the first guy to ever suggest that maybe, just maybe, putting more cops, or in this case soldiers, whatever, on the street might just scare the shit out of the bad guys. These are the same clowns who've been running Chicago like a perpetual episode of Cops Gone Wrong, where the punchline is always a drive-by. It's not usually funny, but sometimes. They claim, these politicos on the blue team, to care so deeply about their Black and Hispanic voters. Granted, they never profess to care as much about the whites or Asians to remain consistent in their employment and application of DEI. But when Trump offers to swoop in with the Guard to patrol those blood-soaked streets, their response is, over our dead bodies, you fascist. Pritzker, that trust fund trust buster, and Brandon Johnson, the mayor who's basically a walking TED Talk on achieving urban decay, are like, no thanks, we'd rather let the kids dodge bullets than admit Trump might just have a point. TDS, you think? Trump Derangement Syndrome? Honey, it's full-blown Trump Derangement Dementia at this point. They'd let the whole city burn before saying, you know what? Law and order might work. We failed. Trump is correct. And let's talk about these criminals for a second, because apparently in the blue team playbook, they are the real victims. Turns out, thugs are rational actors. Who knew? Slap some incentives or disincentives on them, higher chance of getting pinched, for example, prosecuted, maybe even locked up, and poof, their appetite for carjacking your grandma vanishes like a vegan at a barbecue. But no, the politicos in Illinois would rather virtue signal from their gated estates, where they're safe, hugging trees and defunding everything that might actually keep people safe. They care more about protecting the perps than the poor saps who are paying the taxes to fund their circus. Of course, it's cheaper in the long run to crush the crime culture. You'll have more taxes, more businesses that are successful. But no, they'd rather incentivize more chaos and blame it on systemic whatever. It's pathetic. And now, my question for you guys is, do you think that Donald Trump will actually send in the guard? He, to be fair, is hedging like a fox in a henhouse. He says the military is at the ready. Planning is underway for a few thousand troops, maybe even active duty if things get really spicy. We are going in, he bellows. I owe it to the people of Chicago to protect them. But no timeline, because, why spoil the drama? But here's the kicker. I honestly hope he doesn't go in. And it's not because I don't care about the law-abiding folks on the South Side, because I do, and God bless them. I mean, they're out there dodging bullets like it's a video game on a daily basis. But because we all know exactly how this clown show is going to end. The media is going to whip everybody up into a frenzy. They're going to be screaming fascist and dictator nonstop, using the black apparatus on their TV stations so that nobody can whisper a counter. And they're going to get every blue-haired Karen out there blocking the Humvees with their Priuses, putting those troops in the crosshairs just to virtue signal for the Instagram likes and the social justice points. And then you're going to have George Soros, that shadowy puppet master. He's going to bankroll high-priced lawyers for every single idiot that gets arrested, turning courtrooms into circus tents. And Pritzker, he'll dip into his trust fund fortune to post bounties on federal troops. Wait, maybe no, maybe he'll just fund more protests, but it's the same difference. And Brandon Johnson, he'll melt down faster than a snowflake in a sauna, blaming white supremacy for troops daring to keep his constituents safe and alive. Look, changing a culture of crime takes pressure and time. And you have to lock up the repeat offenders, dangle some real consequences, and yeah, troops could help apply that squeeze. But the blue team, they'd rather pose for selfies with placards saying, defund the police, while the body count continues to climb. They literally prioritize hating Trump over helping their own people, caring more about the criminals than the honest folks that are footing the tax bill that fund the city. It's malevolent, it's evil, it's peak virtue signaling idiocy. So Trump, I'm begging you, please just keep trolling these morons. Expose their hypocrisy and allow the public to see how they would sell out their own cities just to dunk on you. Better that than charging into a legal quagmire, because he honestly has questionable constitutional authority about sending in troops where they aren't wanted by the governor or the city, where the puppet masters, and I'm talking Johnson and Pritzker, will pull every string to sabotage his success, even if it costs lives, because they don't really care about that. They care about how they look to each other and to those who are going to be voting for them. Because in the end, folks, this isn't about safety. It's about who gets to play hero. And right now, the Democrats are flunking the audition in spectacular fashion. So I'm asking all Americans to wake up before Chirac becomes the new normal across the nation, which frankly, in the name of equity, is pretty much the goal of the blue team.